my dear students, in this video we are going to continue with the queues. Let us have introduction. A queue is an ordered collection of items where the addition of new items and the removal of existing item always takes place at different ends. A queue is an ordered collection of an item where an item is inserted at one end called the rear end and an existing item is removed at the other end called the front. So here both rear and front are the pointers which points to the array. Queue works on the principle of first in first out principle. In short we call it as FIFO. Let us have the types of queues. Queues can be of four different types. The first one is simple queue, and the second one is circular queue, and the third one is priority queue, and the fourth one is DQ. It is also called as double-ended queue. Let us continue with the first one, simple queue. Simple queue. In simple queue, insertion occurs at the rear end of the list and deletion occurs at the front end of the list. So let us see how exactly the insertion and deletion of an item takes place in a simple queue. Here you can see the diagram. We have got a pointer called front which is pointing to the alphabet A, and one more pointer called rear and it is pointing to E. So that is rear end array. And here we are going to insert elements from the rear end and we are going to remove the elements from the front end in a queue. Now let us move on to the next one, circular queue. A circular queue is a queue in which all nodes are treated as circular such that the last node follows the first node. Here in the diagram you can see the last node will follows the first node which is acting as a rear end of the circular queue. Now we'll move on to priority queue. Priority means what? Preference. A priority queue is a queue that contains items that have some preset priority. An element can be inserted or removed from any position depending on some priority. Here in the diagram you can see we have got priority 0, 1, 2. So here 0 has got the highest priority and 1 has got the next priority and 2 has got the least priority. Here the priority 0 consisting of two data items, that is 30 and 40. So both of these two will be assigned first and then the first priority elements and then the second priority elements. Next we'll move on to DQ, that is double-ended queue. It is a queue in which insertion and deletion takes place from both the ends. Here you can see in the diagram, insertion can be from this end or deletion can be from this end, and even insertion can be from this end and even deletion can take place from the same end. So hence it is called as double-ended queue. Operations on queues. Here queue is the first operation which is used to create a new queue that is empty. It needs no parameter and returns an empty queue. Second operation is enqueue, and inside the round bracket you can see item. Item is what? It is a data element that is to be inserted or pushed into the queue. Adds a new item to the rear of the queue. It needs the item and returns nothing. This operation generally called push. Next, DQ. It removes the front item from the queue. It needs no parameter and returns the item. The queue is modified. This operation is generally called pop. So that is removing out one data item from the front end of the queue. Is empty. This is the function which is going to test whether the queue is empty or not, and it is going to return the Boolean value. So size, it returns the number of data items present in the queue. It needs no parameter and it returns always integer number. So that is the number of elements present in the queue. Next we have memory representation of a queue using arrays. Here the condition, if front is equal to null, then it indicates that the queue is empty, and the condition rear is equal to n, that indicates that the queue is full. Let us see the diagram. Here you can see front is a pointer which is pointing to alphabet A and rear is the pointer which is pointing to D. So from this particular end the elements will get inserted. So let us see how to insert the element. So here you can say rear is equal to rear plus 1. Means what? We are incrementing the value of rear by 1 so that we are pointing to the next location so that we can insert one more element. So that is after D we want to insert the alphabet E at Q of rear position. Here in the diagram you can see, so front was pointing to A and the rear was pointing to D. After incrementing the value of rear by 1, so it is pointing to the next location, that is the fifth location, and in the fifth location we have equated this letter E, and now this rear is pointing to the location 5 that consisting of alphabet E. Next, how to remove the element from the queue? So always removal takes place from the front end. We will try to remove this alphabet A from the front end so that we will remain with B, C, D and E. So let us see how to do that. So here item is equal to Q of front. So Q of front consisting of what? A is equated to a variable called item, and we are going to increment the pointer front by 1. So front is equal to front plus 1 means what? So front is pointing to 1 and after incrementing it will point to the index number 2 means what? It is going to point to B, so that we will be able to remove this alphabet A from the front end of the queue. Here in the diagram you can see front is pointing to B, A is removed. Now we'll study memory representation of a queue using linked list. Here you can see head is a pointer that pointing to the front, and from the rear end we will start inserting the elements. The first element inserted is this 50, next is 25 and then 20. So from the back side, that is from the rear end of this queue, will be able to insert the nodes in a linked list. So here how to insert one node from the rear end of the queue. Here you can see we have got the same elements 50, 25 and 20. We want to insert the node that consisting of value 75 from the rear end. So this is how we are going to point the rear from pointing 20 to 75 in order to remove one element. So always removal takes place from the front end of the queue. So hence here 50 will be removed. We will remain with 25, 20 and 75 once we remove the element from the front end. Here you can see in the diagram 50 is removed, front is incremented to the next level and it is pointing to the next node. 50 is removed, it is pointing to 25, 20 is there and 75 remain as it is. Next we will see algorithm for insertion. Step 1, if rear is equal to n minus 1, then queue is full, that is overflow. Here we will be able to print overflow exit. Step 2, if front is equal to null, then front is equal to 0, rear is equal to 0. This indicates that it is null only, it is not 0, it is minus 1. In programming language we will write it as minus 1, that indicates null value. If this is not true, then else rear is equal to rear plus 1. We need to insert the element from the rear end of the queue. Step 3, Q of rear is equal to item. So this is the data item that is to be pushed into the queue of this rear position. Then step 4, return. Next we'll see how to delete an element from the queue. Step 1, if front is equal to null, then print underflow. Underflow means what? Here the queue is empty. Exit. Step 2, item is equal to queue of front, because we are going to remove the element from the front end of the queue and it is equated to a variable called item. Step 3, if front is equal to rear, then front is equal to null, rear is equal to null. If both of these two are equal, both front and rear, both of these two pointers are equal, then front should be equal to null, rear should be equal to null. Otherwise, front is equal to front plus 1 means what? We'll be able to remove the first element and front is the pointer which points to the next position. Step 3, return. Now it's time to have a programming example to show how the insertion and deletion of an element takes place in a queue. So that is NQ and DQ of an element in a queue. For that, I will take you to my laptop screen. Here we will write a single line comment, write a program to perform NQ and DQ. Let us continue with hash include iostream.h, then hash include conio.h, then we'll write hash include stdlib.h header file. So this standard library.h header file is used. One function, that is exit function, is present in this, so that's the reason we are going to include this. Next we are going to declare one variable globally using hash define capital N and 5. So it's a good programming practice to write capital letters. Next, void main curly open brace. Here we are going to declare the queue, and here we will write capital N because it takes the size as 5. Next, comma, we will write here front is the pointer which is set to null, that is -1, and rear is the another pointer which is also set to -1. Then choice is equal to 1, it is always true. Next, we will write item, that is to be inserted and to be deleted. Next, we'll write I, that is index of the queue. Next, we'll write here while statement, and here we're going to use choice, and it is always true, and it enters into infinite loop till the user presses the fourth choice exit. Okay, so let us write here cout, and here in a double quotation mark, let us write cout. Here in a double quotation mark, we are going to write /n and q operations and now we'll write /n, then we'll continue here as first choice, that is insert. Next, second choice is delete, and /n, the third choice is display, and /n, the fourth and the last choice is exit, /n. Now put semicolon, and then we'll go to cout, enter your choice. Next, scene, here we will take choice. Then we are going to use switch statement, and here in an expression we are going to insert the same variable choice, curly open brace. Here we are going to continue with the first case 1, and now we are going to check the condition. If rear is equal to n-1, then we'll say queue is full, correct? So cout is equal to, so in a double quotation mark we are going to write /n. Here we will write queue is full, /n, and now we will write here continue, and then curly closing brace. Now we'll use else part, curly open brace. Now we'll write cout, enter the element to be inserted. Yes. Next, scene. Here we have taken item as a variable. Then we'll write rear is equal to rear plus 1. Then q of rear is equal to, here we need to insert that item. Next we are going to write cout item in a double quotation mark is inserted at, and here in a double quotation mark we'll write q of in a square bracket we'll write rear, and in a double quotation mark here we'll write square closing bracket equal to, and then value stored in it. So here we'll write q of rear and then endl. Next we'll write if condition. If front is equal to -1, then front is equal to front plus 1. Otherwise you can write front plus plus directly. Now put semicolon. Again here you will write break, put semicolon and curly closing brace for this else part. Next we'll move on to case number 2. Here we will write if condition front is equal to rear, then curly open brace front is equal to -1. You can refer the algorithm here. Next rear is equal to -1. Now we'll write cout q is empty and put curly closing brace and then else part curly open brace. Here we are going to write item is equal to q of front because we want to remove the element or delete the element from the front. Next we are going to write here cout in a double quotation mark the element deleted from front. In a double quotation mark we'll write position is, and here we will write item. Now we'll use front plus plus, then we'll write break statement and curly closing brace for this else part. Now we'll go to case 3. In a case 3 we'll write if front is equal to -1, then it should display cout backward slash, here I'll write n q is empty. Now we'll write here it should continue. Then we'll write curly closing brace and else part curly open brace. Here we'll write cout and a double quotation mark we'll write status of the queue backward slash n. Then we will write here for looping structure I is equal to front, and we can write here I is less than or equal to rear and I plus plus. Now we want to display all the elements, remaining elements, right? So in a double quotation mark we'll write q of, and here we'll use insertion operator, then we will write I, again insertion operator, and in a double quotation mark it should display curly, that is closing square bracket equal to, and insertion operator q of I, and then we'll use endn. Now case 4, we'll move on to case 4 colon, and then here we'll use exit. So here it should be next case. The next case is default case. If the user enters 5 or any other number other than 1, 2, 3, 4, then the default statement should get executed. We'll write here cout, and in a double quotation mark we'll write invalid choice, put semicolon, then curly closing brace for this switch statement, this curly closing brace for while looping structure and get ch, and one more curly closing brace for main function. Now let us compile this program. Click on compile. Here there are errors, just check it out. So it is double quotation mark instead of writing here double less than symbol, you can write directly something like this. Okay, fine. Now it is okay. Again click on compile. Still there are errors, and here we'll put insertion operator. Click on compile. Now it is success, so click on run. Now you can see it is asking Q operations. First one insert, second one delete, third one display, fourth one exit. So enter your choice. So I want to insert. First I'm going to press 1, then enter the element to be inserted, that is 10 is inserted at position 0, you can see there. Okay, next again I want to display now whether it is inserted properly or not. Press here. In case label 3 we forgot to write break statement. Let us write break here, and then click on compile. Once again success, there is no error. Click on run. Now you can see we'll go for inserting one element, and let us write 10. Next you can see here again, once again I'm going to insert one more element, that is 20. Now we'll go for display by pressing 3. Now you can see here q of 0 is equal to 10, q of 1 is equal to 20. Now I will press 2 to delete one data item. So here you can see the 10 from the 0th position is deleted. Now again I'm going to check the display by pressing 3. Now you can see q of 1 is equal to 20, and you can press, and now you can press 4 to exit.
Now let us study applications of queues. The first application is, it is used in simulation. It is used in various features of operating systems, such as operating systems often maintain a queue of processes that are ready to execute or that are waiting for a particular event to occur. It is also used in multi-programming platform systems. It is used in different types of scheduling algorithms, which we have already studied, like round robin algorithm, SJF algorithm, and so on. Here round robin technique or algorithm that uses the queue. Next, print server routines. Various application software is also based on queue data structure. Here operating systems often maintain a queue of processes that are ready to execute or that are waiting for a particular event to occur. That's all in this video. Thank you very much for watching this video. We will see you in the next video.